let's talk about the evolution of weed eaters at Buckout. I'd say weed eaters is something we've got a lot of
For sure.
trial and error with.
For sure. We have about 10 of them.
We beat the fire out of these.
They're the main piece of equipment that we use. When in doubt, you can always do a pond by hand. Whatever piece of machinery you have, it's just not going to get everything. So you have to have a weed eater.
We would rather use a weed eater than get stuck.
Yeah, for sure. We've only ever used Stihl. We started with the 111, and it was just string. We just used string, which is a pain. With what you're dealing with is briars and trees and even thick grass, you're constantly going to be changing string, fixing heads and all that. Went from that to putting this 3-pronged blade on top of the string. So it would cut it down and then the string would, mulch it up. That didn't last too long. We use different types of blades on the saws, or on the weed whips. We use this wood cutting saw.
Looked like it went on a skill saw.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was made for the steel.
It was made for it, but for what we're doing, it just wasn't optimal. And then eventually you just stumbled upon these brush head blades that have the 2 blades with the 90-degree arms or blades coming down. And that just made a world of difference for us. We went from the 90s to a 111, and it seems like from there we just jumped right from the 111 to the 131.
You don't realize it once you get into that 131 with that brush blender blade on it, and it gets to go into town.
Mm-hmm.
The other day I put it on I put that brush blender on a 111, and to be honest, I didn't realize I had the 111.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this thing is just not. It's not got enough oomph in it. What's happening? I looked down. I was like, oh, I got the 111. But what would happen is I would hit something, a thick briar or a small cattails, and it just lost its momentum, and it would slow down, and then it took it forever to kind of reboot and get that speed back going up. But the 131 with the brush blender, that's
your main tool.
Oh man,
that's your main tool. The steels are easy to maintain, and they can take a beating for sure. Spark plugs are easily accessible. The carburetor system's not complicated. They're easy to maintain, and they can take a beating.
Like our Stihls.
Yep.
The 131. I would say if you're going to get in, if you're wanting to just weed eat grandma's flower beds,
you don't need the brush blade.
No. Get that 95, the 91, the combi, whatever, and just go do it. But if you're if you're Mr. Chuck in a truck lawnmower guy, the 95, maybe the 111 will get down a little bit faster.
Yep.
I don't think you need that 131.
Mm-mm.
But if you're out there doing cutting through saplings and you've got to have that right setup, still make some bigger weed eaters, and it would be fun to try, but I don't think
it's not necessary.
No,
not necessary.
It's going to be a hevier machine.
Yeah,
and so I think that 131 is spot on.
Yeah, it's the perfect weight. Sometimes you almost feel it's not there. You're just swinging a part of your body. The one you should avoid though is the Stihl with the bicycle handles.
Oh, for sure.
Avoid it. You can't keep your balance well. If you're on a hill and you hit the side of the hill, you need to be able to swing and catch yourself with the weed whip.
Well, and I think we need to clarify a little bit. We're talking about stay away from the bicycle handles if you're doing stormwater.
Yes.
Because when you're on that slope,
Yeah.
And you start swinging that thing. And one of the things you got to understand is, like, Mark and I will tell new guys this all the time. You got to swing that son of a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just kind of back and forth, kind of within the shoulder width,
Yeah.
you're going to be working hard
All day.
all day. But if you can swing that thing outside of your stance
In a good
from
rotation.
side to side,
Yeah.
you're going to find that 131, it's going to have the momentum to go through just about anything.
Yep.
With that brush blender.
Yep. And you can keep a steady pace with it. But with the bicycle handle, you can't do that.
Your most dangerous place is to get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
Because you start walking up that hill and you're swinging that, and you hit the hill and you got a harness on and you're holding on to a bicycle
Yep.
handles.
It's going to take you down.
Holy cow.
And it's dangerous near water.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I would stay away from that bicycle handle. From the brush blender, 131, that's our bread and butter.
Yep. It's our primary tool.
We'd rather go in there and use that thing than get stuck with the skid steer for sure.
Yep.
But definitely not the right machine if you are just looking for a small weed eater around the garden.
Yeah.
But when you're going into clearing out land, man, that 131 is the beast.
Yep.
So, all right, we're going to put a link to it in the notes and hope that helps you understand that Stihl 131 just a little bit.